there, and welcome to the Linhart Family Kitchen. We welcome you today. I'd like to make you a healthy believer, and today our mission is to teach you how to make a fantastic recipe for your family's dinner tonight. And we are going to use Pampered Chef's quick cooker. It's brand new. It's only been out on the market about 3 months, and you simply start by taking off the lid and making sure that it is plugged up and ready to go. We are going to make chicken and dumplings from scratch using homemade recipe. So what we're going to do is cut up about 4 pieces of chicken, and I have this in our seal-proof, keeps things from leaking, glass rectangular bowl, for lack of better words, and these are our kitchen salad choppers. Only thing you do is you push the button back to open and to flex them, and most of the time you use them for salad, but I like them to cut my chicken and my pork, and it's really easy. You just bear down and you just cut. And these are a little bit frozen, so it's making it a little bit more difficult. Some people like to flip them over and kind of do the scoop, but it's not as effective. I like to use the scoop method for salads only, but not for cutting meat. So you kind of need your thumb up instead of thumb down. That's a good tip. Now you don't have to, with this new pressure cooker, you don't have to cut this all the way, but it helps just to make sure. When I eat chicken and dumplings, I don't want to eat a ginormous piece of meat. I kind of like it more of a soupy stew, if you will. And so this one makes it pretty nice. Now, if you think that you might not like it this way, you could always use our Sudoku knife. I like just a regular, there, piece of chicken. I like just a regular, tomato knife, is what it's called. You can use a Sudoku and make it just a quick chop. But for young ones, like my teenagers, Elena is going to be our chef pretty soon. She's our camera girl for today. But it makes it just really nice to teach your kids using the right utensils. And see, these 2 planks are still frozen. That's what's nice about this new quick cooker. It's instant, and if I forget to put this on in the morning, that's been one of my problems. That about lunchtime when I'm making lunch, I'm going, oh, I forgot to start that darned old slow cooker, which I call a crock pot. Here in southern West Virginia, it's a crock pot. And because slow cookers cook slow. And you know, even this is a slow cooker plus a crock pot. It's also, you can see we're going to boil this, so it acts like a boiling pot on the stove. So, I don't know, it's kind of replaced my old way of doing this recipe. The old way of doing this recipe would take me half of the day, and that's no joke. And I like these placemats, cutting boards. It doesn't cut. You notice I used that on my stove top. You wouldn't dare do that with some products. They'll chop right through it, and then it would damage your smooth top thing. So before I got started here, you can see that my little recipe book is on our bamboo stand. This is a Pampered Chef stand, and it says that we need 2 cups, or not 2 cups, 2/4 of butter. And I like, oops, my little stand is in there. You use that for something else, not today. But so I'm just going to put that in there. You can melt it, but you don't have to, because what we're going to do is we're going to turn this memory dial. See, and it goes to right on to sear, and that's what you want, this to sear. And then you push the play button or the start button, and it tells us, it talks to us, tells us it's getting heated. This stays cool, and the metal is what heats. So what we want to do is we want to get that butter stirred around in there, and I'm going to use one of my favorite scrapers. I use scrapers to stir about any kind of batter. It's still heating up. So we'll let that heat up a little bit. So then, can you come on over? Can you see if I turn my back, Blaine? What I want to do is these are silicone bowls. I've already cut up about 5 pieces of celery, and I've froze them. So this is already done, it's already prepped. But if you have your fresh parsley leaves, you want to pull those off and leave them to the side. And when we get ready to add our fresh herbs, then you would also add back into your recipe. So we put in at least a cup. These silicone has measuring right in there for you. Measures everything nice. So there is our celery. I love them because they have a lid, and you've seen how easy it was to kind of crush them up. And these are our onions. Now, if you don't have the stuff ready, what you need to do, you could use your chopper, you could use your food processor, and we'll use that stuff later in recipe. But since this recipe takes so long, I would like just to kind of speed it up for the sake of the camera time. La, 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 la. Okay, got them all in there, and I can smell that onion start going on there. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a turn twist. We'll just put those in there since it's for my family. I don't care. Let's just whisk them around. It's starting to melt the butter just slightly, and it's been cooking for only 2 minutes. We have a countdown right here. Next thing I want to do, this recipe calls. My older family recipe calls for 2, that one's for that one, about 4 stalks of celery. But I didn't feel like taking my little press. I'm in a hurry. And I know most moms, you want it in and out of the kitchen quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another, this placemat tells you, your serving size. Your thumb is a tablespoon. Your palm of your hand is about 3 ounces of meat or so. 2 handfuls is 1 ounce of nuts. So I'm just going to put these down here. I'm going to use my quick chopper. Sometimes this is not the best. You need your real food processor, and this is about 10 years old. So the new ones are nice and pretty and hold together much better. But see, it does chop it nicely. And for searing, if I can get my thing to click in here. What did I do to that thing? Anyway, so but I would imagine that we don't even really have to chop this because, they're little, and in a pressure cooker, what happens? It pressurizes. You could also hold the bottom here. If you couldn't, you'll have to buy. I'm glad I didn't buy those other carrots. I hate that. We have a quick slicer. I don't even know if it would cut the carrots, but it's great to cut other vegetables up. So we'll use that in another recipe. But I'll just cut these up for sake of time. I have to work on my process with my food chopper a little bit. Starting to simmer. I hear that sweet sound. I love the sound of simmering food. It kind of reminds me of the ocean a little bit. Kind of rock with it. I love the sound of simmering food. It's starting to smell good. We're going to harvest some spices to put in with our chicken. Some people add the spices throughout, and some save their spices till the end. And I'm one that kind of does it throughout. Now, if you needed, if you had the hard cutting board, you could use your scraper to kind of help scrape things in. This is nice because you can fold and do the knock kind of thing. Oh, escape me! Okay, now let's give that a little turn. Of course, the frozen is doing a little bit better, but I'm not too worried about Not too worried about that so far. Okay. My favorite chicken seasoning is Creole. I didn't get that out at the moment. Pampered Chef has a great, see if I have Greek seasoning. This is my secret turkey recipe. So I'm just going to season our meat a little bit with the Greek seasoning. Wow, that's simmering a little bit. And as you know, you need some chicken stock. And for the last year, I've been trying to lose weight and making myself a healthier believer. So I got this nice organic kind. Now, you know, I probably should have measured that. But I'm just going to use until I think I'm good. Some people measure every little thing. That's kind of my downfall. Because my cards, when I'm scrapbooking, you know, you have to get it kind of precise measurement to make things even. So I'm glad cooking is not quite this that way. Okay, so we've got that in there. Let's add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. Pep 1, pep 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now we got the pepper in there. Let me take just a little break. All right, so I would like to show you how to use some fresh herbs that really will spice them up and make that chicken and dumpling taste really good. So you always want to cut when you're harvesting your herbs in a triangular motion. Those like me that haven't had flowers lately, you always cut it in a nice angle so that that stalk will grow and regrow. And then let's harvest one thing of rosemary. Now that we have our herbs harvested, we can go ahead and drop those in. Some people like to put it over their meat, but I find it really doesn't matter just as long as it goes in the pot. Let's use our salad tongs. These I love because if you want them opened, you push them, just push down. If you want to close, it's kind of like grabbing. Okay, and that way, make sure I don't get burnt. I get burnt in my kitchen quite often because, like I said, I don't always follow all the rules. Lena loves it when I sing to her. She tells me I sing way too much, but singing makes her happy. So, what next, baby? Okay, so I want to close. There we go. And give it another little swirl. We have about 7 minutes to simmer. We need to, it looks like it's pretty good simmering. I'm just going to add a little bit of cream of chicken instead of making a slurry because I'm trying to make you a quick homemade recipe. So we're just going to use this and add just a little bit of this now, and then we'll add a little bit later. In my silicone bowl with my silicone spatula. Notice, you know, it didn't hurt it. It's hot and it didn't hurt the silicone. Okay, and that's about half of that chicken. I like a good creamy. I guess we're from the southern district and we like to have a little bit of cream in ours. Slurry makes a nice one too. I think for slurry you just need some, I have to look that recipe up. Let's see, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of water, and that makes a nice slurry. And what you do is towards the end you add that to thicken up your sauce, and we call that a slurry. Okay, so that looks pretty decent. Let me double check, make sure I have all my ingredients in there. I'm looking around, I think that's pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll just hit cancel, and then we're going to turn the memory dial until we hit poultry. See, and it has steam, it has slow cook, brown rice, and chicken poultry. Okay, Awesomendo. And then we're going to replace our lid. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of, and it talks to you, and that tells you that that's nice and cool, nice and closed. And we want to slide it forward because of that. Well, you don't really have to until towards the end, but you want to make sure it's not totally under your cabinet top. And make sure that the valve is nice and loose. Make sure that's not pushed down. And then you want to hit start, or as one of my younger nieces told me, that's the play button. And then, let's see, time should just come up there. I think what it's doing is heating up for us. And in about 10 minutes, this little gadget will pop up. There's a little red button on the top that tells you that the steam has compressurized and is ready to go. I still hear it, it's on, and it's steaming a little out of the top. Now let's go and make our dumplings. Let's make our dumplings. We're not going to use Bisquick. We're going to use a homemade recipe. And what we need is about 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use self-rising flour if you want your biscuits to be just a little bit thicker. I have some reserved for just a minute. We'll show you what we're going to use. We need about 2/4 cup of butter, and so we're going to use goat milk's butter. We're going to melt it in the microwave. Let's try 25 seconds. We just want that butter to be a little creamy so that it helps with our flour. And then we're going to knead the flour just slightly, and we might even use a fork to make a ball. And then we're going to roll it out flat with the pizza cutter. And then we're going to cut it with the pizza cutter. Perfect. Steamy. Goat's milk butter is way better than the store. So with 1/4 cup of flour, you need 2 cups of baking powder, not baking soda. You need 2 tablespoons to go with your 1 1/4 cup of flour. Alright, so we have that added. And this is our adjustable, makes it nice and handy. It's way better than all of the measuring spoons I have on the back of my cabinet door. So then we're going to add butter. And it sounds like our steamer over there is about ready to cook our chicken soup. And we'll just knead it with a fork for now. And I'll kind of turn it to you. Maybe you can see a little better. The Lord is great. The Lord is merciful. What else? We have it nice and mixed now. Let's add in a 1/2 cup of milk. You can use skim milk, silk milk. This happens to be my teenage daughter's milk, which is just vitamin D milk. So, you know, we've got a little bit of healthy stuff in here to try to kind of cut down on the calories. But chicken and dumplings is usually one of those southern comfort foods. So we have a little twist on it today. Notice that it's starting to stick together a little bit. And that's what we want. We don't want it to be overly mixed or overly stirred. So we want to kind of cram that together. I'm going to kind of see about kneading it with my hands a little bit. Don't know if Elaine can get that or not, but I'm just kind of trying to put that all together and use all the flour that's in the bowl. And then we're going to try to roll it out flat. Don't know how that's going to work, but we're gonna try it. And Pampered Chef does have a nice little rolling tool for bakers. And so that's what we're gonna try to use. Now it's coming together more like a ball for me. Okay. I may need just a tad bit more butter. If we can't get it to stick together. And we have a new little mat that says Prep It. And that's what we're kind of doing. And I'm going to fold that a little bit flat because we want these dumplings strip. We want to cut them in strips, and we want them to be small as we can. Our chicken and soup is still cooking. All right, that looks good and pressed flat. This goes on our little prep bowls. The little prep bowls are nice. I'm going to try the big roller first, and you want to turn it hands down because if you have it like this, these kind of hurt your hands. So it tells you kind of which direction. And we're just going to flatten it as best of our ability. We're just going to kind of flatten it out and throw away what we don't use. Because this does make enough little flat biscuits. This isn't a recipe that's going to make those big drop biscuits. It's more for the northern. I'm just trying this today. So the Bisquick is a little bit more calories than this homemade here. And the drop biscuits are a lot more calories than the little biscuits. And you'll see the little flat biscuits. And I'm just going to keep on going. It looks like it's pretty thin. Give it a little push. You just have to experiment and have a good time in the kitchen with your children. And it's good to have them right with you because, you know, when they move out, you know, it's hard to get started. When I moved out of the house, I could only make chicken and pizza. I could do some breakfast foods like frying an egg and frying bacon or sausage, but I could not hardly cook. Now it is flat, and I'm just gonna use my basting brush, put just some ordinary flour on it. It helps with the sticking in a moment. As you're gonna see, we're gonna cut this with our pizza cutter. Lord is great.
Mom.
Lord is wonderful. How he blesses us every day. Okay, so then we're going to take this and we're just going to cut probably 1/8 of an inch to make, and it will make long biscuits. And I love Pampered Chef's cookie cutter. It just rolls so smoothly. And this is a very old pizza cutter. They last forever. Because this one, I'm telling you, is at least 10 years old or more. And it come off the little cutting mat a little bit. And then I'm going to just cut the first 3. Mine didn't come out just a perfect circle, so I'm just going to cut the way I want to. Some people can make a nice pizza type, but I can't. So that is a whole lot of dumpling. Now let's see if we can pull them apart. Yes. Yes, yes, and more yes. So we'll just kind of scoop them up like so, and that puts a little bit of flour on them. We could also take a little bit and do like that. Kind of like the basting brush. It's a little bit less messy. Not in the mood to be too messy. Now if you have small kids, they would love it. They probably just love to do this. I had one youngster one time say, "Can I have a bite of that dough?" I'm like, "It's raw dough. You don't want to eat raw dough." Not very good. So you can see we have all these. So again, a sealable, leakable, unleakable Pampered Chef prep bowl here. It's great for the leftover soup. You can just put the lid on it and you don't have to worry about tilting it side to side because it will not leak out any type of liquid. At this point, our soup is complete. It's already spoke to me and by beeping, and we'll take the lid off. Ooh, see all that nice steam? At this point, you could make chicken and noodle soup if you ran out of time or if that's what you would like. I'm going to go ahead and take off the top of the herb and set it aside. We'll put it in that. Okay, so now it's time to turn our pan to sear. Okay, turn our memory dial. Trying to push. There it is, sear. Turn it up. Turn it up. Yes, we hear you. This is a really, really thin soup. So what I like to do, my family, ooh, does that look good? My family and I like our soup thick. Some people don't like a thick soup, but when it comes to chicken and dumplings, I think that makes the best soup there is. We got a little sidetrack today. Is my glasses defrosted, Lena?
Yeah.
Defrosted. You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to add in some more cream of chicken soup. This is the lightest that you can buy. Low sodium, all of that, but you know, it's calories. And if you're on Weight Watchers, it's really high in points. But when you're putting it into a soup this size, it cuts way down because it waters down so nicely. Now for the cream of celery, this has a pop top on it, but you could use our can opener. These are handy dandy, especially when we go camping and so forth. We like to take that because it's just so easy to use and it's so easy to carry. I don't know if I washed my skinny scraper. This might work. Oh, look, it's in the pot. I'm so smart. Not. Oh, that short-term memory needs a little tune-up. I wish the Lord would give me a little bit of tune-up on that short-term memory. Now, I don't think you can hear this, but it's definitely starting to boil. I like this, that you can make, you know, if you didn't have an oven, if for some reason your oven was broke down, you could always use this as a pot to boil eggs. And they do have a, Pampered Chef has a handy dandy little thing where you can put 12 eggs in it and set it down in there and it boils eggs. You could make your soup. You could warm up anything, you know, anything you would use a boiling pot for. This quick cooker will cook it. I wish you could see how creamy that was. I have an old Pampered Chef serving spoon over here in my basket of tricks. I always love, this is my favorite little serving spoon, and it thickened it up quite a bit. Can you see that, Lane? Can you get closer and maybe look over this? And they can see how rich and creamy it is. Now, if we had time, where time's running out, if we had time to make that slurry, and all that is that's 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of water, and you mix that up in a bowl and you keep pouring that in until you get the right thickness of your soup, and it thickens it up nice, just like the cream of celery and the cream of chicken. So, oh, I seen a boil bump. Let's see if I seen another. Oop, I seen another boil bump. That is how you know when it is time to put in your little pieces of biscuit. And so, remember, we turn them down to open and up to close. So down to open and up to close. I have to say that to myself, that little riddle, quite a few times for me to remember it. Okay, so you can do these one at a time. I don't know if Lena can come back over. And I'm going to put them on the top and spread them out, just like if you were doing your drop biscuits. You want to kind of spread them out. And if you drop them just like I did, you could spread them out with your tongs. These tongs will not melt in this boiling hot pot. Okay. And some more. quite a few dumplings. Next time we cook this, Lane, we'll do our drop biscuits and see how many we can get. Pampered Chef has a big, humongous pot like you would use, like we use down at the homeless shelter kitchen. The Pampered Chef has one about that size, and when I'm cooking this for my family, we like big old biscuits. So I use that pot, and you can really get a whole lot of biscuit. This will put biscuits throughout your bowl, and it's less fattening. It's a little bit more healthy alternative. Almost in there, spreading them out nice and even as I can get them. You know, me and the evenness is, I'm pretty odd. So getting anything even. Oh, look how they're flaking up already. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Look at that, look at that. Guess you can call me the singing chef.
Julie, do you hear her?
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is they make a lid, but I don't have it yet. Lena doesn't have it yet. So on our wish list, we have it on our wish list. And if you would like to help reach our goal, and you'd like to have one of these in your own kitchen, we can help you with that. You can do a virtual party, an online show where we would cook online because of the coronavirus. So I'm gonna put this catty cornered, but they make a lid that would fit nice over that. Our mixture has had a success. It has been about 12 to 15 minutes, and we now have chicken and dumplings. Ta-da! Can you come closer to get the picture of our dumplings on top? Man, let's give that a great stir. Oh, those are gonna be so yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All of our vegetables are in there, nice and condensed. Got some great carrots. So, if you want more, only thing you have to do is take this pot, dump it out, put some more, make some more, pour in more celery, onions, and carrots. If you want to put some noodles, you could add some noodles in there. You could add some fresh herbs. When I put this in a bowl, let's push cancel. When I put it in a bowl, I like to put a little bit of parsley on top. And I hope today that you can make this. I feel confident that you can make this for your family. It's an awesome recipe, done it in less, I'd say right at an hour, prep time, everything. That is so much better than 4 hours my old way. Thank you, Pampered Chef, for the quick cooker. Today's recipe was creamy chicken noodle soup, and if you would like to have a hard copy of that, you can visit my blog. It is HTT : and then the little two of those little slashes, and it is biblical, and then a little dash bookmarks .blog, and it has a little hyphen. I'll try to leave that in the bottom where for instructions. Now don't forget to go over on YouTube and like this video and subscribe to my channel so that every time I do a new kitchen demonstration, and Elena does a new kitchen demonstration, that you will be first in line and be notified when those new videos are available. Also on Facebook, we have a group that is titled Healthy Believers. Just log on to my Facebook and we will help you get to join that group. Thank y'all for stopping by. Until next time, may God make your steps healthier, and may you have wellness and a happy family. Enjoy your new recipe. Thanks for tuning in.